welcome back to the channel, guys. So today I've made my own snake fences, and so I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first step is to get a bag of wooden skewers, the type that you would use for barbecuing. Figure out how long you want your fence posts to be, or rails I should say, and then you're going to measure and cut them accordingly. I think, if I remember rightly, mine were about 2 to 3 centimeters long, and that was long enough. You could, if you've got larger miniatures, go longer, and if you've got even smaller miniatures, go shorter. But I think my 2.5 to 3 was just right for what I'm going for. Once you've got all your pieces cut, it's a good idea to look at sort of source material. The Warlord games ones, they have 2 plank and 3 plank, so that's what I went for. I just copied those so that possibly they would kind of tie in together on the same battlefield if I'm using them on the same one. And then it's quite simply, just a matter of laying out your first level and then stacking them up one on top of each other. So I was using the hot glue just to stick the corners down, because it's fast drying, so it's nice and easy and quick process. It is a little bit fiddly overall, but that's where the beauty of the hot glue is, that things do dry pretty well immediately, so you can get your whole fence line operational, at least on the board, pretty fast. I think probably when I do more of this, because I do like the style, so I will be making more of this type of fencing, but I think rather than doing the sort of 4 connections, I would just do 2, like the corners, the right angles, and do more of those. So in between, which you didn't see, I did coat the whole thing with Mod Podge, just to try and tie everything together and make it nice and solid, and then I spray painted black and then painted it with the dark brown, which I get from the warehouse. Then I start the dry brushing just to pick out the edges. For that, it's the same dark brown. I can't remember what the colour is off the top of my head, but it's just a generic dark brown that you can buy from pretty well any sort of craft store or the warehouse or any of those type of superstores. So I took that with a little bit of white and a bit of a bone colour, and then just dry brushed over the top to pick it all out. And then I would do a second layer or a second dry brush with even more light brown, just to really pick out the edges, just to try and make those corners and the tops of the planks pop. And I found that the coloration that I got, I think, works quite nicely. Often when you see quite old wood, it's sun faded, and it kind of almost goes that sort of grey colour. Now these colours, I think, do quite a good job at replicating that. So you can imagine your old fence in a field which really hasn't been taken care of for quite a while, just sat out there bleaching with the sun. Now I get together a few more of my clump foliage pieces. If you've got some small trees, you could possibly use those also, but I just went for the clump foliage, and I made a few splodges. I don't think I did it on every corner, but I was quite liberal with the usage, just because I like to mix things up a bit, and then stick the clump foliage into those places. And in the end you end up with quite a cool, interesting looking fence, which stands out quite nicely on the table. This was quite a fun one, a little bit tricky, but still fun, and I'm definitely going to make more in the future. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.